Hello everyone! Today we are reading chapter 3 and 4 of The Planting of the Soulnation. Last video we read chapter 1 and 2. If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now. Back to the video. Chapter 3. Gary E. J's Christian era. After the event with Gareth occurred, Jake never felt happy, never would. Jake got more stitches. Jake hated everything and everyone. He was done with. His life has ended. Jake just stopped one day. He regained life. He swore revenge on Gareth. Jake, Ethan, and Gary were also alike. They also wanted revenge on Gareth. But suddenly, ding, 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 school has started. Gareth is ready. Hold on, excuse me.
5분 안에 술래의 눈을 피해
8
결승전에
out
들어오는
of
분들은
13.
통과입니다. 그럼 시작합니다. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 324번 탈락.
Alright, it's already recess time. Gareth charged at Jake. But Gary, he saw a mysterious staff wedged in the ground near the back of the gazebo. He went to go grab it, but suddenly a voice shouts out from it. It said, Gary Kester, I assign you a task. Tomorrow, you shall punch a hole through this part of the gazebo. Grab the cross, a swarm of bugs under may invade you, but I shall stop them. Place the cross anywhere you want. Repeat the words I say. By this cross, I count you, my God, to rise and judge those bad and good. Rise! And with this staff, my child, it is yours. A light of harmless fire spread to Gary's face. That night, Gary just couldn't sleep. The fact he just talked to God wedged in his head like a blade. It was the next day. Gareth still wasn't done. It was recess, and Gary went to the gazebo. He punched a hole through the gazebo, and as said, a swarm of bugs tried to attack him. They failed. Gary grabbed the cross and placed it on the ground near the trees. He proceeded to say, but by this cross I account you, my God, to rise and judge those bad and good. Rise? Everyone looked at Gary. He felt disappointed and embarrassed. But suddenly, the cross grew. Came out the door a large creature with a blocked-off face. Gary knew who it was. It was God. Everyone ran in fear, knowing he would judge. Some kid, Hefrek Meshut, even started apologizing for everything he did. Silence! God shouted. Among all of you is a murderer. Gareth. I tend to warn you, he's getting more strength. Run while you still can. All of a sudden, Gareth snuck up behind God. He put his hands on God's face, dragging him back into the cross. Of course, that's all he could do, though. And just like that, God got kidnapped. Of course, Gary just repeated the spell and went in. God was nowhere to be seen, but what he saw differs from what his companions saw. So many people from their family that died. But of course, it's not the time to greet them. It's time to find God. It didn't turn out well, though. Joseph was walking backwards when he found his feet off surface. Joseph had fallen out of heaven, but it's like something stopped him. It was like an invisible barrier.